know you wanted to be in music. From Brittany Colville, Alberta, Canada. I wanted to do music from pretty much since I was really young. I think I was singing like beer commercials on the table at like 2. Anything I would hear on like TV, I would sing. And for a while when I was younger, I really wanted to be a nurse, like a singing nurse. And I kind of went with that one for a couple years. But I kind of knew pretty young. What is running through your mind the night before you release an album? Christina, Boston. That's a good question. I guess in a lot of ways it's like anything in life, you know, when you put so much into something, and it kind of reaches this climax, you know, when you're really, really excited for it to go out, and when it's happening, it's a bit surreal, you know, you have fears, of course, you want people to love it and connect to it, and it's not nerve-wracking, but in a good way. I think if you're not nervous, then I don't know if you should be doing it, you know. I think it's important to really care about what you do. And yeah, so I definitely had like I kind of had a bit of a hard time sleeping last night because I was like, oh my gosh, it's going out to. So I hope you guys like it. Do you stay in touch with any of your old castmates? I do, actually. I do. I saw Laura in LA. I keep in touch with Laura and Chris Turner. Actually, yeah, Matthew Brown is a great friend too. And it's cool. It just depends on where we are, you know, because I'm kind of all over the place and everyone's kind of all over the place. But when we're in the same city, we definitely try to connect and say hi. Alex, what would you do if they talked to you about bringing Instant Star back? Would you do it or pass on it? Brenda. That's a good question. I don't know. I feel I'm kind of in a good, I'm liking, I don't know if I, it's hard to say that because I feel like I would, I don't know how I would feel in that moment, but I'm really happy just doing music and auditioning for cool indie roles or roles that wouldn't be such a long-term thing. I don't know if I would do another, you know, 4-year contract for a show because I really want to take this next couple years and focus on building my music and becoming a better musician. That's kind of first and foremost for me. You guys are so sweet. What is your favorite thing to do while in Toronto? I love eating. I love I love being outside in the sun. I love going to movies. I love seeing my family, which are close to me here. Not all of them. I have some brothers in Vancouver, so I miss BC. But Toronto's it's a great city. There's great restaurants, and it's such a city, which I think is cool. And growing up in the West Coast, there was always the ocean and a lot of landscape, and so it's kind of a lot of energy in the city for sure. So it's fun. Glee is a really big thing right now. Are you, or would you consider yourself a Gleek? I actually have not seen an episode of Glee. I just haven't. It hasn't. I don't watch a lot of TV, and it just hasn't really come to. I just haven't had a chance to watch it. Do you have you ever played any instruments besides the usual guitar, piano? Not that they're not great instruments. Have I played another? I think I've like, yeah, I know that my brother had a clarinet. Brendan had a clarinet. He's gonna hate me for saying that, by the way. Not that it's not a great instrument, it's great, but I just know he's really into band, like his band practice, or like his, you know, what is it, like band? Yeah, like band, like being in a band in school. And he played the clarinet, and I kind of would go into his room, sneak into his room, and try to play that. And like the Irish fiddle, I played that a couple times. I don't know if I'm great at it, but what else have I played? I can't think of anything else. harmonica. I mean, the list goes on. It's cool. How did you meet a guy got in the pool? First of all, Boat is a great last name. And secondly, I don't know how I kept it together. Actually, I think I first noticed Brendan smiling really oddly. And I was like, what? And he was just kind of waiting. I wish I got to meet him because he really made the video to me. I thought it was just awesome. And I wanted him to just do his thing and not feel, you know, it's so lovely to be a soundtrack for someone while they're doing laps. So it's awesome. So it was cool. I don't know how I didn't crack up. I tried to focus. As a writer, what processes do you go through when writing your songs? John Raymond. Sorry, there's questions popping up all over the place. What process do I go through? It depends on the situation. Sometimes when I write by myself, I'll pull up like GarageBand and get the idea down and work on lyrics, and if I want to reach out to someone who I think is a good writer to get feedback, or when you're collaborating with somebody, it changes with everything. And someone said, what do you feel about your music being posted on YouTube, knowing that it can be stolen and never bought? And why has nothing been done, like deleting the videos? I don't know if it's possible to really stop people from doing that. And at the end of the day, it's a free country, and you can't really control things like that. And I've come to terms with it. I was really upset about it when it first happened. I actually remember being really emotional when someone got into my brother's email and took all of our demos that we were potentially going to save for a record, and they weren't finished. And I was really sad about that, because you never want stuff that's not done or that doesn't represent you to be on people's iPods, But I think it just is meant to be. You just gotta move on and just keep on making the best music that you can. Let me see. Would I ever record with Demi Lovato? Yeah, for sure. I think she's super talented, and she has a great voice. And I think she's a good songwriter. Is awesome my favorite word? I don't know if it's my favorite. It's my go-to, for sure. I think it's a bit of a habit. That and rad. I could start maybe opening up my vocabulary a little bit. Thanks for the reminder. What was it like to work with Mackenzie Phillips? It was awesome. Mackenzie Phillips is such a doll. She's a sweetheart. She's so young at heart, and was like, when I was on set working with her, she played kind of a surrogate mom to me, and she really was like that. I still keep in touch with her. Her son Shane, Shane is hugely talented, so look him up. I think it's Shane Phillips, I think. But yeah, you can probably find his stuff on Mackenzie's page, or tweet Mackenzie Phillips, because he's a very talented guitar player. And yeah, I wish them the best. Let me see. I have read Nylon Magazine. Nylon Magazine's like my go-to mag when I'm buying a magazine. I think it's cool. I love I'm not hugely into like fashion. More like, I love fashion, but I don't buy magazines and study like everything that's in style. But I find Nylon's cool with clothes and stuff, and it seems to have things that I like a lot. So yeah, Nylon's awesome. Will there be an Instant Star movie? I don't know, but if there was, that would be cool. It would be cool to know about it, at least, because that would be awesome. I would love to be involved in something like that. I just think the premise of the show is so cool. Do you shop when you're in New York City? I do shop. I shop at like little vintage thrift stores on like Carroll Street and stuff like that. I think there's some cool, like Park Slope in Brooklyn, I think has really cool vintage stores. You can find like little goodies for so cheap in New York, because people have, I don't know, there's just a different flavor of styles there.